Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Abomination Goddess podcast. We are happy to have you with us. With me,
Hi.
as always, I have Casie Halseth. She is the author of Abomination Born. It is a fictional portrayal of her real life experiences with the mystical realms. Her action packed book is full of lessons, insights, and calls for other Abomination Born folks around the world to start connecting, which is what we do every day during our every day, every week during our podcast, every day during our lives, once a week on the podcast. She is an award-winning public speaker, and I think that you will find by watching this podcast and reading her books that she just effortlessly draws her audience into her world, both in her books and on her stage. And you can see today she has a new background and she has her second book up there. It's called Farsight. And once it is available, we will be talking about it and telling you how to purchase it. So, welcome, Casie.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yay. Awesome. My name is Ashley Kim. I am the author of Villainera Goddess. It is a book that I wrote to help women on their journey to set boundaries, build confidence, and heal themselves. It is a very honest and open look at what I went through and the tools that I used to survive my villain era. I went through my journey alone, and I wrote this book so that you wouldn't have to go it alone. So I like to tell people that life is a roller coaster, and I will be writing it with you during my book. So, yay! We're so happy to have you
Excellent
guys.
book.
Thank you. Okay. So we are going to start off with some show and tell, like we usually do, and we're both excited to hear what the other one has today.
Yes.
We start our mornings by sending a text message to each other with pictures of what we want to go over, and we were both, yeah, commenting that we couldn't wait to get started. All right. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
What you go first?
Okay. Awesome. Okay. I am going to start with first my crystal. You can't see it as well, but you can see that it has like a bunch of just little ones shooting off there, and then the big one here in the middle.
Yes.
And last week, Casie and I were talking about crystals, and the crystals that have multiple little, I don't know what they're called, the little crystals shooting off, almost like a cluster. Um, I have a hard time with them, and almost to the point where they kind of make my stomach roll, and I don't even want to look at them. And so she had suggested that I start covering up the entire crystal except for one little one at a time, and then seeing how I connect with it and with my intuition. And so I did do that, and it was very helpful. I no longer think that it's a disgusting little cluster. I now see how individually they work together to guide me. And so I wanted to show my little crystal and oh, I guess in this it looks like it has wings. I did put it on the back of my journal, which has a big B on it. So ignore the wings on there. But yeah, I just wanted to show this one and let other people know because I don't know if you told me that during the podcast taping or if it was after.
I don't
Um,
remember. Yeah.
yeah, but it was very helpful. And yeah, so anyone listening, if you have a crystal that is a cluster, cover all of it up except for one little point at a time. And then just connect with that point, and then cover that one up and go to the next one. And for example, what I found with mine is that um, the little ones are supporting me in things that I'm just getting started, and the big one is supporting me in my larger, more established endeavors in life that needs to maintain that energy. And so once I put all of that together, it is like a little symphony that I get to have from my stone. So
That is really nice. And how many points do you think are on there? The bottom looks like there's a whole bunch of little ones.
yes, so I want to say one, two, three, four, five, six. I'm going to say seven to eight that I can, nine. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's like one that if you just keep looking more and more, you just see there's one little point, one little point. Yeah. And this one also has a little bit of some kind of silver on the tip of it too, on the bottom of it. So I don't know. I don't know what that is, but I thought that was kind of cool.
In a couple of weeks, we're going to have Stephanie Brown on, and she's going to be talking about totems and her way of doing totems. And one of the things that I have found is that with cluster kind of stones like this, each one of those little points might represent a different aspect of ourselves, so a different totem within ourselves, maybe a
Yes.
shadow part of us, or the light part of us, or the air part of us, the wind part, that, or the water, and so
Yeah.
by getting to know each one of your little points, maybe you're getting to know each one of you.
Yes. Yeah. I would I would agree with that. I love that insight. And that is exactly what it felt like. It was almost like a reminder to me that I'm not just working on one thing in my life. I'm actually doing a lot of things at the same
Yeah,
time. And that means that the level and type of support is different for each of those things as well. And
yeah.
it's really cool that it all is, encapsulated in this one stone with all the different points. So yes, what you
And
said
this is
is
the
another.
stone that was talking to you?
No, this is another one. So I
There's
got
another one.
these in Wisconsin, the first one that was talking to me, and then this one. I got them together at the same shop. Um, yeah. And I don't know why. This one also has a lot of dust on it from the rock shop that I got it in, and I don't know, I didn't want to clean it, and I'm kind of glad
Yeah,
I didn't.
yeah.
So, yeah. So I need to start naming them, giving them little names. Okay. What do I have? Um, oh, the other thing, so I was looking into so we a few podcasts ago we were talking about intuition and one of the big things that I learned, and I feel like stupid even saying this, but hopefully it will help other people listening, is that I thought my brain was like coming out with like just weird things all the time. And I didn't realize that like that really was like messages, guidance, intuition, things I need to look into, right? And so now I've stopped kind of categorizing my thoughts as like weird Ashley thoughts and actually paying attention to them. And the other night when I was meditating, I was laying in bed meditating while stretching. And it was like I don't know how to describe it, but with my eyes closed, but it was like almost like my ribs opened and like spider legs came out like I was a spider all of a sudden. And then it was like I was connected to everything and all I could think of was that's what, you had taught me. And so I immediately and this is where, your guidance will come in handy here too, but immediately like wanted to make sure that I was in like, the white light of like joy or whatever, make sure that I'm safe and whatever the heck I'm getting ready to do. And then I didn't know if I was or not, so I freaked out and I stopped it all. So, but I'm happy that happened and it's giving me something to look into. So then I was just looking up, just spiders in general. Let's see this one. Let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger. Is from spiritanimal.com. When a spider slides into the spirit or slides in as a spirit animal, it's time to weave your wishes into reality. Spider as a totem animal belongs to those who are the maker and keeper of their own destiny. Invoke spider as your power animal when you need balance to walk in the world with ease. I really liked that one.
That is
I
nice.
apologize to anyone who doesn't like spiders because these are spider pictures. This one I thought was cool because it had the symbolism. So, like Egyptian mythology links spiders to destiny weaver goddess Neith. And this is one I really liked because it's a lot of weaving, which I feel like is, goes into what you've been teaching, Casie. Their webs represent the power of manifestation. I'm probably going to say this wrong. Hopi or Hopi people learned weaving their
Hopi.
spider. Hopi?
Hmm.
Okay. Learned weaving from Spider Woman. Do you know this Koki? Oh,
No, I can't say that.
Kokyang Woody. Um, Native American cultures view spiders as universe creators and weavers, which that's one of the things that you teach.
Hmm.
Greeks tied spiders to fates, goddesses controlling mortal destinies. So I felt very lucky and blessed that it was a spider that was what I, visualized.
My main mentor, I call him the Ancient of Days. He's a spider. And well, he appears as a spider. And one of the things that I really learned from him was not only does the web go out into the everything that's good in the world and into the light and love, but it also goes without judgment down into the deep, into the dark,
Mm.
into the yuck.
Yeah.
The spider goes everywhere. It goes deep into the dark as well as into the light. And if you pluck on the spider web that's up in the light, it's going to vibrate down in the dark. And if you
Yeah.
pluck while you're down in the dark, it's going to vibrate up there on the light. It's all connected. So uh like the because of the spider web, that was what woke me up from the dark was by plucking that little bit, it made the light uh move up there too, and they
Yeah.
connected then.
Oh,
It just
wow. Oh, I love that.
uh yeah,
Ooh,
I
goosebumps.
have such a respect for the Spider Nation.
Hmm.
Yesterday
Yeah.
we were outside sitting. Al's always sitting outside, and so I went to visit with him and he had a fire going for me. And a big daddy long legs just leaped up on top of me and sat on me for a little while and visited. Hi, how you doing? What's up?
Yep. Oh, I love it.
You know, and
Yep.
then walked away.
Just came to check in with you real quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, they are fascinating and um getting, I feel like we're all brought up to fear them and to not even want to see them, right? And so to get past that, just getting past that alone, I think is huge because then you're starting to just accept, nature and other things and whatever. But then to actually learn from it and honor them, I think is next level to, where we should be. So yeah, I was very honored to have the spider.
Yeah,
And, like you said, that connection was amazing, like that being connected to everything was so cool.
it is. You are totally connected. And I'm so
Yeah.
glad you had that experience.
Yeah, yeah. I want it to be better next time. Obviously, in typical Ashley fashion, I freaked out and shut the whole thing down, but at least I got that far. So then, I can
That
get farther
far.
next time
Yeah.
before I do it again.
I know when
Okay,
I was
sorry.
on the web at one point, I wanted to, I felt sorry for the web itself. I figured, well, I can help you out. If I was in charge of your web, I would do this or I would do that. And it was quite a while before I realized how arrogant that was and how silly it was and how every part of that web knows everything everywhere. So
Yeah, yeah.
there was no part of the web that was suffering or anything.
It needed your help.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I was ignorant. I was young. I was
Yeah,
very
that's just
young.
part of learning. Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like, yeah, we just go through that.
Hmm.
I love it. Okay. All right. So next on here, so another thing, I was helping my daughter with peer issues. She's a teenager and it's a mess. And I had to step in and be, kind of her protector and be the mean person to protect her from other people. And, then I was laying down at night and closed my eyes and it was almost like, in my mind, there was a ram sitting right beside me, like no messages, like nothing like that, but just kind of chilling with me, like, hey, we did it. We got through that. We protected her. We did a good job. And as part of my not just brushing off any weird thing that goes through my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm going to write this down. So I wrote it down so I could look into it, again. And yeah, I was learning about them. I also thought it was interesting that her astrology sign is a ram. Um, but yeah, one of the things it said was that fiercely protective of those they love and not afraid to defend them, which is exactly what we had been through this weekend. Um, and then I also I saw the word goddess, so I had like, oh, what goddess is associated to it? So Bridget is associated to them, fertility, motherhood, and protector of the domesticated animal. So I just liked that. I'm going to continue when things like that pop up, write them down and kind of research them a little bit more. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
because I'm still learning.
I was looking at that just a little bit. Uh, Bridget, uh, let's see, she had a pet ram. I looked it up, or this was maybe yours. Anyway, she had a pet ram called Cirb, Cirb, and that was considered the king of the rams. Maybe
Ooh,
that's what your thing right here says. Yeah, the king of the
yeah.
rams. So I looked up some more things, and one of the things that I came up with was somebody had written, with each battle, you become stronger if the ram totem comes up. And I thought, oh, yeah, which, each time you do whatever you're going to do, you do become stronger.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love that. Ooh, yeah, that gives me goosebumps. Oops, I didn't mean to do
There
that.
it is, king of the sheep.
Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna do some more research on that too. That's a good idea.
Hmm.
Yeah, I know like it obviously popped into my mind for a reason. So, I'm open to learning more about it and maybe even introducing my daughter a little bit to it as well. So yeah, hung out with a ram. Okay, so this is the last thing that I had. I went through a little bit of a phase where I got frustrated with my tarot cards and my oracle cards and was kind of like, I'm not even going to touch you guys at all. But I still wanted to practice like my intuition stuff. So I was doing journaling and then I kind of got frustrated with everything. I just go through these phases sometimes. And so anyway, today I was like, I'm getting back into it. I feel like it's time. And so I made this little kind of, it's not a grid, but in a circular pattern. Um, and I wanted to get your take on this, Casie. So I did start, grow, also kind of with the moon, start, grow, assess, adjust, and finish. Um, and so I did that spread today. I used three different oracle card sets. It was extremely helpful and like kind of a big reminder that I should keep up with it even if I get frustrated and, wonder sometimes if I'm even doing it right or whatever. Um, and this is something we can talk about later in the podcast too, is this is my own DIY circle spread that I did. And I would love to get your take on it of like, would you add any extra steps in there or, anything like that?
Well, anything in a circle, I'm there. You know, I love that. And if you add, so you pull out the four first cards, then if you pulled out four more, they would go on top of that, and so that would be the next spiral up, going around and then going
Oh,
around and
yeah.
going around. So, the first layer would be the first layer going around the circle is always what you're dealing with right now, and then the next is what you need to prepare yourself for, and then the
Mhm.
next is more and further, further,
Yeah.
further. You know.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
this
Okay,
is
that's
this
helpful.
is how
Yeah.
I do it.
So the
There
first
really
one
is
is, oh, go ahead.
there's no wrong way to do any of these things. When your spirit guides or whoever helps you pull the cards out for you, uh, they just want to know, well, how are you wanting these to come out? Are you wanting it in an order like what Casie says, or
Yeah.
are you wanting something new for yourself? What do you want? And then once you come up with what you want, then it'll happen. Just like I've
Yeah.
said before, when you go into a store and you're seeing all these rocks for sale, stones and beautiful trinkets.
Hmm.
Um, if you are going to go buy a certain book that says that this stone means this, then before you walk in, say to your guides or whatever, say, well, I'm going to be following so and so's book, and so can you help me, knowing what they already know everything, so you know what that book says, so pick out a stone for me and then I'll know what I need, because
Hmm.
I don't know what I'm working on. But if it's where you are, if it's under your rules and what you think, and you're just getting something that you're drawn to that's going to help you, like your quartz that you had, then you let them know ahead of time, help me to find something that's going to help me out. And I don't even know why, but I just need that, help me with that.
Yeah. Okay. That is helpful. Thank you. Yeah. And I think one of the things I struggle with too is like, I do like pulling a card like each day. And I think sometimes it feels too general of like, well, what is it for? Or what is it about? Or, is it just about my life in general? Is it about work? Is it about my family? Is it about paying bills? Like, what is it? And so I think too is like I get hung up on that too. I think I'm trying to create too many rules inside my head, honestly. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, rules. To throw them out.
No, I know. I call myself a chaos agent. I need to stop trying to put rules around this. And I do better when I don't have any. So I don't know why I'm doing this to myself.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Okay, that's all that I have.
Okay. Maybe we'll go to the one with all of them in that kind of mess right there. Yeah. It's kind of interesting that today you kind of wanted to talk about the tarot and things. Today I did too. And uh, this is the beginning of September, and I know it's not the season isn't changing yet until, what is it, the 21st, 22nd. But I feel like the season's changing. And so I just needed to pull the cards to see where I'm going, what do I need to work on, what's my problem. And as you'll see, that it looks like a big mess, but I absolutely know where I'm going with this. And I pull them out, and I put them in a circle like the numbers on a clock, and then I put them on top to go around one more time, um, until I get to 21. And I've got the one in the center that's that's supposed to be the fool. And as it turned out, I pulled out the fool for the center card. I couldn't
Oh
believe it
my gosh.
when the center card came out as the fool. That means the adventure is beginning. And
Huh?
yes. Um,
Oh, I love
so
this.
so then what I do, go to that page that I wrote all those things on it.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
This
here
is
we go.
how I do it. And this is how I started off anyway. I write down the position before I even pull the cards. I write down the 21 plus the zero, and then I say what card came up. And most of these I already know what they mean. So later I wrote them all. I wrote what they all meant as you go across
Yeah.
the page there.
Okay.
And another thing that I do is then so I'll break this. I've got it, 21. So like 21 is in the 11 o'clock position. 20
Okay.
is in the 10 o'clock position. It's sitting on top. It's that card that's on top. And
Hmm.
so not only does it represent the 10 o'clock and the 11 o'clock position to me, but also then I look what goes on across from it. And so like
Oh,
the 11 o'clock position across from that is the 5 o'clock position.
yeah.
And so like for 21, uh, I would look at the 9 of swords for 21, and then I would look at the 5 o'clock, 4 of pentacles. I pulled that up. And then I would also look at the 11, just the regular 11, which was the wheel of fortune. See, what I
Hmm.
do is I'll combine these, and then I'll take those com combined ones, and they will become an intricate answer to something in my life, because
Mm.
the 11 o'clock position is a position that's just about toward, well, it's the end of a cycle. I go around to
Hmm.
21, and that's the end of a cycle. And so it lets me know before I can reach this, I have to have this and this and this. I have to look at those things. And
Oh, okay.
so like the um well, anyway, so that's what I do is I will make these crisscrosses across. So like 6 o'clock will be related to the 12 o'clock position.
Hmm.
And I know that the 6 o'clock is like the halfway point, and the 12 o'clock position is either a beginning or uh, finishing. And
Yeah.
so I'm I'm looking at what needs to be put together with those two. So I don't do it this intricate this often, but today I felt I needed to.
Yeah. Wow.
And then at the bottom of the page, I pulled three cards. Of these, of those
Whoa.
21 cards, then
Yeah.
I pulled out I shuffled them and then I pulled out three cards, not in any, not to say like beginning, middle, or end, nothing like that, but as a combined unit. I pulled out
Mm.
those cards to tell me what they meant as a combined unit. What's the main, what do I have to do right now?
Yes. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Going back to your circle, is 11, the 11 and the 21, do you pay attention to that the most, or was that just your example for
That
today?
was just my example. That was
Okay.
just my example.
Okay.
Each one of those positions means something to me as I'm going around. Like the number 1 o'clock position is
Mhm.
in the wands. For me, that's the wands, and it's just starting out on something. It's fire, it's action, it's the
Mhm.
beginning. It's not much action, So I'm looking at the
Yeah.
1 o'clock, and then across from the 1 o'clock would be the seven.
Mhm.
So I would look at the 1 o'clock and I would look at the seven. And then I would also look at the 17 because the 17 sits on top of the seven by the way
Okay.
I lay them down.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I look at those and it helps me to know I'm beginning something in the 1 o'clock, but I need to fix whatever it is that is hurting the 1 o'clock. It's happening in the 7 o'clock position. Anyway,
Mhm.
I'm
Oh,
I'm
okay.
I
Okay. So they feed off each other.
yes, yes.
Yeah, that is so interesting. I
Th-
cannot wait
That's
to try this.
that's yeah, so this is the way I do it, and it
Yeah.
for some reason it's so simple to me. It's like, and yeah, it just
Yeah.
works.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I get that. And I feel like it's something too, you probably just have to try it and start doing it for it to start connecting.
Yeah, I need to first know what each one of the positions means.
Hmm.
As it goes around the circle, like the 3 o'clock position. From the 3 o'clock position to the 9 o'clock position, I'm dealing with the deep issues of something. I've gone into my dark side. I've gone into the
Mm,
pit, the other
yeah.
side of the web. I'm dealing with things that are are down there,
Hmm.
the shadow stuff. And
Yes, yes, yes.
everything from the 9 o'clock all the way across, if you go across past the 12 and 1, 2, 3, all that
Hmm.
top part is, if I've taken everything that I've learned from the shadow work, uh, I bring that up into the light. And
Mm,
so
okay,
so
yeah.
I divide that. So that's my work within the light, or
Hmm.
with,
Yeah.
carrying it out into the world. And the most important part is the last three, from the 9 o'clock to straight up and down the 12 o'clock or the 11, depending on how I do that. But anyway, that is the most important, because that is, have I taken what I've learned and brought it into the world correctly? Whereas the
Mm,
1 o'clock to the 3 o'clock coming down that way at the beginning is, I'm in the world and I'm facing these things and I don't know what to do with them. Well, the answer's in the dark. I have to go
yeah.
down into the underworld to get the answers from 3 to
Yep.
9. And then can I take those answers into the world? And that's my 9 to 11, 12, going that way.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's just,
And then your 1 through 3 was the just getting started,
yes, yeah.
or yeah,
Well, right at the 3 o'clock is when that's the threshold where I step back into the dark, step back into the
I've got
cave.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. The upper half is dealing with the world, and the lower half is dealing with the other side.
Oh,
And that's the water is of 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock. For me, that's the water, and that's deep emotions. And then 6 o'clock over to 9 o'clock, the other part of the is thinking, and that can be
mm,
worry, that can be regrets, you know,
mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah, that kind of stuff. and then you bring it up into to 9 o'clock to 12. The the last quarter is the actual um, accomplishing something with what you've learned. You
Mhm.
know,
Yeah.
and the 1 through just before 3 is you know being ready. You have to be ready to learn. You have to be ready to go on this journey, and so that's the beginning of trying to get onto this journey. And
Yeah.
sometimes I don't want to start the journey yet. And so these cards will tell me, okay, well, this is why I don't want to do it yet.
Oh, yeah, that's good insight too, to
Mhm.
understand why you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
very
it's usually
helpful.
something that I hadn't thought of, something will, these are like prompts, in writing, they say have these writing prompts. These are like prompts just to get my mind to go, oh yeah. So I
Yeah.
was guided to pull this one here because there's that little thing.
Yeah. Yep. That one little thing that makes you think about things differently.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So the position that it lands and the card itself and the combination of that card with another card in the opposite position, all that is how I work the tarot.
Yeah. All that gives you the bigger picture, the big story.
Yeah.
That is very helpful. Thank you. Oh, I love it. Okay. Let's see what. Oh, was this one your last three that you
Yeah,
pulled?
those were the
The
last
picture?
three. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And another thing you had said, you can ask it. I use my dowsing stones, and
Yeah.
my little
The
pendants
pendulum?
over there. Yeah, I'll use that over my little board there to ask it a question, make sure that I've got this figured out right, and it'll tell me to yes or no,
Mhm.
because
Yeah, I
sometimes
like that.
I'm not moving quite in the right way, and I need to look at that again. Did I get
Yeah.
this right? Because deep
Yeah.
inside, I know what is right, but I'm not letting my conscious mind know it. So, but my body will help me out. And so my body will kind of move that.
Yeah. I like that. It's like double checking your work.
Yes, yes, that's exactly what
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah. I really like that. And I don't know why I keep forgetting about my pendulum. I need to get that back out. Um,
And then I have just the hedgehog there. I pulled up the
yeah.
hedgehog. Um, she
I love
reminds
these
us to
cards.
take time. Yeah, she reminds us to take time to ground ourselves with the earth's energies, as this
Mhm.
will help you become more aware of opportunities in
Mm.
your reach. And
Yes.
so that's what I'll do sometimes uh, is after I've doused everything, then I pull from another deck. I'll pull something out that might, say something. And so this is the
Yeah,
most important thing is I have to ground myself.
yeah, that's a good one. You had a good
So I,
morning of cards, didn't you?
yeah, so it means I've got a ride ahead of me. That's so
Yes,
when you have a
yes.
ride ahead of you, you need to be grounded. And so
Yep.
that's
Yeah. Sorry, I was just looking at the inside of the book. And that is from this one,
yes, Spirit
the
Song
Spirit
Tarot.
Song. So pretty.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's really nice. And the other one is from, of course, Animal Totems by
Yep.
Lisa Robertson.
Yeah, I love that one.
She's my favorite. Those are my
Yeah.
favorite tarot cards. They're like my
Yes.
friends.
Yep. Yeah, I love that. I got the Moonology cards back out because it'd been a while since I had used those, and I remembered how much I enjoyed them when I first got it, and that was kind of nice to get those back out. And um, yeah, called me out on a bunch of things I needed to be called out on, and helped me see the bigger picture, which was nice. I needed that.
But yeah, usually I don't feel like I need to really look at the big picture like this that often, but I sure felt like that now.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
I can see a whole lot of holes in myself that, oh, I need to work on this. Oh, I need to work on that.
yeah,
you know.
yep. I think I'm feeling the same way because I kind of did a much smaller version of what you did, and now I can't wait to do it the way you just described it because I was kind of feeling the same way of like yeah, I needed something a little bit bigger, bigger picture.
Yeah, and on my when I write out that 12, that sheet with all the information on it,
Mhm.
I will put on it what it means. I'll fill that in what it means, and then I block it off with a colored marker for the first part, the second part, as it goes. I
Oh,
block it off so that I can see it, in a line going out.
yeah.
You see my marking pins
Oh,
with the
yeah.
marker. I
Yeah,
block
so
it
you can
off.
connect them.
Yeah.
Yep.
It disappeared. That's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
I,
that
I,
is very helpful.
yeah. And it it does help me.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Ooh,
And
I
I'll
can't
go
wait to
back,
try it.
this is a sheet that I can fold up and put in my purse and carry
Hmm.
with me. And then I look at it from time to time and I'm thinking, oh, that's right, I'm working on that. But I'm working on all of it at once, you know, but as little events happen, it's like, oh yeah, okay, let's tick this one off. We
Yeah,
worked on that, you know.
yeah, yep. Kind of like a little to-do list.
Yes, that's exactly like that.
Oh, I
But
love it.
even though I write it, in a line going down the page, in my mind, I see it as the circle, and
Yeah.
then a circle on top of it, the spiral going around like a slinky, the
Yep.
slinky going up.
Yes. Yeah. And you used one deck to do both circles, right? Both circles in the
Yes,
spiral. Okay.
yes. I
Yeah.
did that. I did that this time. Sometimes I don't, and sometimes I use charms too. I'll throw
Oh,
charms down,
yeah.
and sometimes I'll throw my stones down also,
Yeah.
and I'll do that. But this particular time, I just wanted to do the one deck, and then at the end, I needed something that was kind of a guide.
Yeah.
And I got a hedgehog, a little cute little hedgehog.
Yeah, that's a good guide. Oh,
They're
I
so
love
cute.
that.
They,
Yeah.
you don't want to
I
go
feel
that
it.
way on them, just one way on them.
Oh, that teaches us to follow directions, huh?
Oh, yeah, good point.
Oh, I love this. Awesome. Thank you so much for going through that so in depth. That has been very helpful, and I'm sure it is for everyone else listening as well. I have an entire page of notes here. I can't wait to get started. Um, yeah, and like you were saying, no rules. Follow your intuition, and yeah, and do it that way. And I think that I don't know why I needed that reminder, but I did.
Yeah, well, if you're going to do something with the rules, just ahead of time say, well, I'm going to do exactly what this book says how to do it. And so then the cards that get pulled will know that you're following that. But
Yeah,
if you're doing it in your way or some free way that you've whatever, you just want, just let it know ahead of time, what
yeah,
because
yeah.
they want to help.
Right, exactly. And I think too, that's where I struggled is stating my rules or my intention ahead of time. I don't have to follow anyone else's, but I do at least have to state what it is I'm trying to accomplish before I start pulling things out and then wondering what it's for. And yeah,
Well, if I really am in that confused state and I don't know what I want to anything, that's what I'll say. I haven't got a clue. You show
mm,
me.
okay,
And so maybe I'll just pull one card out. Maybe I'll pull three cards out. And then pretty soon I might pull the whole thing out. But
oh,
yeah, I
okay,
have lots of days where I haven't got a clue. I don't know what's going
okay,
on.
yeah,
And though on
yeah,
those days, that's what I get. And so I'll
yep,
look up those things, and um, sometimes then I'll also be guided to which deck. I have lots of decks, and I might be pulling out an obscure deck. One of my
yeah.
favorite little decks, of course, is the Fantanoid ones. These are Fanta, Fantod, the Fantod pack.
Oh yes, that one. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
and
is
and this is just full of horrible things, and the meanings of them are just. really bad, and
Yeah.
some days I just need that.
Yeah. That's what you need.
Like this example is for a burning head is on a Sunday, bafflement, loss of saliva, a forged deed, an impasse, extradition, a
Oh my
boating
goodness.
accident. It's just full of everything bad you can think of. And some days, when I get past that 3 o'clock position, I'm in the dark. And so
Hmm.
some days I need to have some sense of humor while I'm
Right.
down there.
Yeah. I'm all about dark humor. It does help. Oh, I love it. Awesome. Okay. Well, this was a wonderful podcast. Thank you. And yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, anyone, feel free to comment wherever you're watching this and let us know how, if there's certain spreads or way that you use tarot that you think would be helpful. We love hearing stuff like that. And yeah, this was a lot of fun. Thank you. Yay. Awesome. Okay, well, we hope everybody has a good rest of the week. And we will see you next week. I'm not sure if we have a guest or not, but hopefully we do. We have a few coming up that we are so excited to
Yes,
introduce
yes,
everybody to these people. So it's
yes,
going to be
they said
fun.
yes.
Yes. Yay. Okay. We'll see you everybody later. Bye.
Bye, everyone.